Chris Paul, the hero, OKC, feels to me, in a way, like everything in the world is at stake now for the Rockets in a Game 7. They put this thing together with a small ball and a chance to make a run here. The coach hangs in the balance. James Harden, we know about the playoff history. Feels like there is a lot at stake as this team faces a first-round Game 7.
No, there is a lot at stake, but understand when you're talking about, the Houston Rockets and you're talking about some of these top-tier teams, there's always a ton of stuff at stake. But yes, is D'Antoni, on the hot seat? They still have two of the best players in the NBA, regardless of what happens in Game 7. But I think this Game 7 is going to be huge. One thing we did know, you did not want to get into a last 2-3 minute game with Oklahoma City because they have the best record in close games coming down the stretch.
I get that. And yet, at the same time, Tim Legler, you would think that a team that has James Harden, who is probably the most unstoppable one-on-one player in the sport, and Russell Westbrook would be very comfortable in these late close games. They always find a bucket, and yet they're not the team that can do that. What does that say?
Yeah, look, I do trust a guy like Chris Paul, the brains of the operation, and a guy in that situation to make sure that his team gets the shot that they want. The problem with Russell Westbrook in these situations, and you saw it again last night, he wants to do everything with speed. And that's not the time you want to use speed to your advantage. You want to be able to process the defense and see what's in front of you. He puts his head down and just goes. He finds himself in traffic, and now he throws this off-balance pass to Robert Covington, who wasn't expecting it, and it goes out of bounds. And that looked like a Russell Westbrook play at the end of the game. I don't know why the ball wasn't in James Harden's hands when they drew that up coming out of that timeout during the challenge. But to me, that ball has to be in Harden's hands because he's got a better handle, he's a better shooter, and he's a better finisher. So I don't know what they were trying to accomplish there, but I don't really trust them to close out a game as much as I would trust a guy like Chris Paul to make sure his team gets the shot they want. So if this thing goes down a one-possession game in a Game 7, I think Oklahoma City has the advantage.
All right, that would be really something. If this team, the small ball team with the superstars, goes out in round one, that would really be a big surprise. Meanwhile, how big a surprise would it be if Miami, Prince of the Night, Jimmy Butler, spectacular Game 1 in this second-round series. Second half, third quarter, Heat down 3, not anymore. Jimmy Butler doing it from everywhere, doing it from outside. Now watch him take it inside. Jimmy Butler, where's the defense? Oh, we're tied. Next Heat possession. They're down 3. Butler says, not for long. He would score 12 straight points in the third. Heat would take a 6-point lead going to the fourth. And in that fourth quarter, Giannis really struggling. Bucks down a deuce. Working hard inside is the Greek Freak. Watch the pivot foot. They called a walk. They called a travel on a superstar in the NBA. Later in the fourth, 5.5 to go. Bucks down 1. Giannis, oh, that's not close. He was 1 of 4 from the floor with 3 turnovers in the fourth quarter. 3 minutes to go. Heat up 3. Jimmy Butler. Oh, it was a 6-point lead. Oh, he was spectacular. He would score 40. He's the third Miami player ever with a 40-point playoff performance. You can probably guess the others. That's right, LeBron and D. Wade. In this case, Miami takes a one-game